The MedMen story segues us seamlessly into our third story of the week, which is the dispensary cap on Florida MMTCs has been lifted. But even though MedMen just closed down their stores, they are just one of the license holders who just received the go-ahead to open as many dispensaries as they want in the state because our cap on dispensary limitations was lifted on April 1st, a month ago. Now, in episode 9, May 10th, 2019 was the date, we discussed how 2 MMTCs got to exceed the state-imposed dispensary cap of 35. Now, even though these 2 MMTCs were able to exceed the state-imposed cap, the state-imposed cap has an expiration date of April 1st, 2020. April 1st, 2020 came around last month, and there's now, on top of being able to sell smokable cannabis, being vertically integrated, now these MMTC super licenses can open an unlimited amount of retail locations. Now, we know Florida medical cannabis licenses have become known as super licenses for 3 reasons. First, vertical integration. It's unique because most states with cannabis programs have a horizontal licensing structure, which means licenses are specific to certain segments of the supply chain. So, for example, in Illinois, you could apply for just a cultivation license or a transport license if you wanted to. In Florida, you don't have that option. Second, there's a limited number of licenses. Today, there's only 22 licenses have been issued, and only 13 of them are actively operated. And third, now licensees can open an unlimited amount of retail dispensary locations. Previous to our expiration of the license cap, licensees could open up to 35 dispensaries because there's over 300,000 registered patients in Florida's medical cannabis program. Florida law has a built-in provision explaining that for every 100,000 patients that register for the program, each MMTC can open up 5 more retail dispensary locations. And the law also has a provision saying this expiration, all caps in general, expires on April 1st, 2020. So the expiration of the dispensary cap kind of gives the licensees a boost to expand retail operations and revenue if they wanted to. Now, the licensees have gotten some boosts before. If you don't remember, the repeal and the ban of smokable cannabis gave them a boost because everybody wanted smokable. So it was super effective. More than 22,000 pounds of smokable product were sold in less than 6 months. Now, with the expiration of the dispensary cap, these super licenses have an opportunity to really crush it. But even though the dispensary cap is gone, it did leave scars. Again, this is a theme in Florida's medical cannabis program. The dispensary cap was the spark of much confusion and litigation, resulting in those 2 MMTCs, TRUL and Sutera, to open more than 35 dispensaries, exceeding the state-imposed cap. But license holders like MedMen are not celebrating their new upgrade. After all, this super license status is what attracted multi-state operators to come and purchase Florida licenses. But because most license holders are so tight on capital, they can't afford to just go willy-nilly and open a bunch of retail locations. There's already an ongoing problem of production and keeping quality product on the shelves. So opening dispensaries could put an additional strain, or it would put an additional strain on these production issues. And in addition to that, with COVID-19, a lot of dispensaries went into a delivery model and put their dispensary model kind of on the back burner. And why would you open more retail locations when maybe delivery is the best method at this point in the game? I don't know. But the silver lining to all of these stories is that these issues can be resolved if Florida implements a horizontally integrated market. A horizontally integrated cannabis program would limit cash demands on operating these licenses. It would allow the licensees the ability to be an expert on specific parts of the supply chain. I think it would provide for a new market, a better market, a more diverse market. It'd foster a ton of innovation in products and provide more access to patients, which is the end goal. On the surface, it's the removal of the dispensary cap does give the licensees a quick boost, but to really give a more effective kickstart to Florida's market as a whole would be to implement a horizontal program. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Supreme Court decides in the Florigrown case. It's going to be monumental, and we will keep you posted here on Florida's Cannabis News Podcast.